Welcome back to another Excel tutorial. Today I want to explore how to use the AND function. The AND function in Excel is a very straightforward function used to convert values into numbers. Specifically, it converts non-numeric values to numbers in a very specific way. It turns dates into their serial number equivalent, which represents the number of days since a base date. Typically, it will be December 31st, 1899. True will be converted to 1, false to 0, and errors remain as errors. Text that cannot be directly converted into numbers is turned into 0, and this function is not frequently used but can be handy in specific contexts, particularly when dealing with logical operations or when needing to ensure certain values are numeric for calculations. The AND function belongs to the group of information functions within Excel and converts a value to a number. The syntax starts with the AND function, open parentheses, and then you type in the value that you want to convert. And value can be any type of data, and the function will return a number. For example, 1 for true, 0 for false, and the number if it's numeric, or 0 for text as well. I would say we just start by an example so it makes more sense. As you can see, we have the raw ID, and those values are stored as numbers. So if I go there and say equals n, and I just go for any value, it doesn't matter. I close the parentheses, I hit enter, I will get back the same value because it's already a numeric value. So the AND function doesn't need to convert anything there. And then the order ID is stored as a text value, as you can see there. And what happens, it will be converted to 0 by the AND function. So I can show you, because n. Okay, this is in a false format. So if I type it to general, then it will be 0. And this can also happen to you if you have a specific cell and you have data format date, for example, then you have to check to go with general, otherwise the AND function won't work. So I can delete it again. I type in equal sign, n, open parentheses, and now I mark any cell inside, close the parentheses, and hit enter, and now I get back 0. And we can do the same with order dates. So make sure to have general there, okay. Start with an equal sign and open parentheses. If I mark my date, I close the parentheses, I hit enter, and I get back 45,023. And those are the dates since a space date. And in this case, it also should be December 31st, 1899. And yeah, you'll just get back the days since then. Same goes for any shipping date. So numbers will stay the same, text will be converted to 0, and for dates, it will give you the difference between the date that you typed in and the base date in days. What happens for errors? If you have an error, you can type in n, open parentheses, mark the error, close the parentheses again, and you'll get back the error. So for error, there won't happen anything. Errors will just stay the same. And for true and false, if we type in n, on parentheses for true, we'll get back 1, and for false, we get back 0, and this is very common. So in some databases, you'll also find 1 for true values and 0 for false values. So this is very common that you have 1 for true and 0 for false. But yeah, with the AND function, you can also check, for example, for text and dates, and yeah, get the values in the very special format that only the AND function will give you. Yeah, and that's basically how you use the AND function. It's not very commonly used, but it's always good to know that it is there. And I would say if you like this video, I would appreciate a thumbs up and a follow, and see you in the next video.